Guys, we have some huge news for the channel. And we're sick and tired of waiting. We can't wait anymore. So we gotta just tell you guys exactly what's going on. The motor in my Jeep is gone.
Get out of here. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now listen, I know what you're thinking. You only have one Jeep that works right now. Alex's Jeep is completely tore apart. Brady's Jeep isn't even close. And we just pulled the motor out of the only Jeep that works with only 2 weeks until Moab. But what's coming will be worth everything and all the sacrifice. I am so excited about this. I can't even stand it. Me and Alex are both building boosted LS 6.0s. Ever since I put my old motor in my Jeep and drove it around and wheeled with it, I've really noticed how heavy my Jeep is and how hard it is to push those huge tires. And I really want my Jeep to feel like it's a go-kart, like it's just a toy. And the only way to do that with 43-inch tires is give it more power. So I decided it was time my Jeep needs twin turbos. It has always been one of my dreams to twin turbo an LS motor and put it in my Jeep. I'm hoping that more power will make it feel lighter and make it more fun to drive.
And you'll be able to jump it further.
Yeah, and we'll be able to jump it further. And it will handle the dually wheels way better. Alex, on the other hand,
He just wants a Jeep.
he just wants his Jeep to be done. Poor kid. Alex thinks that a supercharged setup will be better than the turbo setup for what we're doing. So we're gonna build identical 6.0 LS motors. One's gonna be supercharged, the other one's gonna be twin turboed, and we're gonna test them and see which one's better, which one's got more power, which one will spin the tires better. Guys, I hope none of you are as excited as they are about this, because there's not a chance these motors are ever gonna run right, as well as even if they did, they'll be burned up the very first trail they go on. So I just hope all you guys understand that and you're with me on this. Before we build the motors, we've got to get some motors to start with. It is freaking early. We are not morning people at all. We only get up this early to go deer hunting or go jeeping. That's about it, or I guess pull motors.
Get some motors.
We've got everything you could possibly need other than food. We got the speaker, the tools, you name it.
We got everything.
We got impacts, we got grinders.
We brought a toothbrush just in case we're spending the night.
Oh yeah, we might need the sleeping bag and a tent. Look at this beaut. I think they're pulling my rig over here in about 10 minutes. But we're gonna show you guys exactly how we found this and how you can find yours.
So when we started looking for motors, you know, you have a ton of options. You can buy a 4.8 LS, a 5.3, a 6.0, a 6.2. Our motor of choice is the 6.0 liter LS. When you're searching for motors in a car or truck, it's kind of hard to tell the difference. They all look the same, but the way you can tell which motor is which is you look at the VIN number. 8th digit is a U. What that U means is that this truck came with the 6.0 motor in this year.
Another way you can tell a 6.0 from a 5.3 really fast is the heads. Pretty much every single 6.0 that I've ever seen in these years came with 317 casting number heads. And there's a little tag on the passenger side that will say 317. If it's a 5.3, it's gonna have 706 or 862 casting number. If it's a 6.0, it'll have 317s. What you're looking at right here is a Powerhouse LS 6.0 out of a Caddy. All the Cadillac motors came with an LQ9. So from the factory, they're about 10-to-1 compression versus the LQ4 that's about 9.5-to-1. They're kind of the high output 6.0. One thing I like to do is look at the car and ask, why is it here? Is it wrecked? Is the tranny bad? What is the reason that it's in here? Because if you see a perfect car in here that has no body damage, you really wonder why it's in here. The motor could possibly be shot. I also like to look at the interior. If it's completely roached, that means whoever owned it probably didn't take very good care of it. If it's nice, you can't say for sure, but it probably means the oil got changed and it had the maintenance that it needed. Like this, guys, you can see in here, I mean, she ain't perfectly detailed, but she doesn't look too bad. The side of this pup got smacked.
We cheated a little bit. We got inside info. This one's in here for a bad trans, and this one got wrecked in the rear. So luckily, as far as we know, these motors should be good.
First, we've got to get all of the front crap, the radiator, grill, the beauty parts off of the front to get us more access. All right, GM was actually thinking here, Cadillac or something. But all you gotta do is pull this little pin out.
And how long did it take you to figure that out?
Well,
about 20,
Alex actually figured it out.
About 20 minutes in your brother telling you.
Yep. I actually didn't know how to do this, but now everybody will know how to do it. Wow!
Should have thrown some anti-seize on those puppies.
I spoke a little too soon here. Come on, there. All right, there's one more pin. Might not be quite as easy as I thought it was gonna be, but it's kind of cool that you don't need a bolt or a, you don't gotta pull any bolts off. There we go. See, check that out. That is like the easiest headlight to remove I've ever seen.
So another thing you can check for a healthy motor is a clean air filter, which this one looks phenomenal. And you can tell by how clean the throttle body is. So
she looks cherry, dude. That I've like never seen one that clean in my life.
Stoked. And this truck, I think, was a fleet truck. So hopefully it was a fleet truck that they cared about and did maintenance on, because the coolant looks bright green. This is clean. I haven't seen the oil yet, but didn't you say it was like gold?
Yeah, it was golden.
So this should be a good motor. I'm crossing my fingers.
Alex is gonna keep going on his. I'm gonna go run and grab us some food. He's gotta stay here so nobody steals our motors.
A few moments later.
Can I get 2 of your sausage breakfast burritos? You know, I don't know about it being the healthiest choice around, but there is few things in this world better than a sausage breakfast burrito from a good Mexican restaurant. Now I'm gonna stop by the gas station and get Alex an orange juice, and he's gonna be super stoked because he freaking loves orange juice.
Thank you.
Dude, you got pretty far while I was gone.
So we got all the accessories off that we need off. Motor mounts are undone, wiring's undone. So we got to take exhaust off, tranny mounts off, and it's ready to come out.
Dude, how long was I gone? Like 15 minutes. How did you do that?
You thought we were gonna be here for 3 days.
I did.
We're out of here by lunchtime.
12 seconds later.
Ooh.
It's about time to pull this sucker.
Dude, this thing is sweet.
We need one of these.
Yeah. This thing is gonna work like a dang charm.
We got the tranny mount undone. We got the exhaust undone. Motor mounts unbolted. Everything should be ready to come out. So we're gonna give her a couple good yanks, get this puppy out. If there's anything holding it up, just break it, and we're gonna get it out.
Meanwhile, mine's over here, and I'm a fair amount long ways from being done here. But we've got food in our stomachs, and that was my contribution. Anyway.
What do we got going?
Well, mine's way harder because there's a transfer case on mine. Alex's is a 2-wheel drive. So I got to pull this whole adapter thing off. Had to pull the whole cross member. My eyes have about 8 inches of dust and dirt in them.
Why do you think I chose the truck?
It makes sense now.
Yeah. Well, good luck. I'm gonna go get lunch.
Oh, okay.
Why you got your eyes closed?
Because I don't think the windshield wipers on my eyes can handle any more dirt for today.
You need to add some sprayers on there.
I think they took this car through the Mint 400
In the rain.
in the rain.
Yeah. So all we have left is a couple motor mount bolts on both sides. A couple things of wiring. He's taking the transfer case out. A couple wires down there. She's ready to pop out.
One eternity later.
We gotta lift this thing up in the air
So
to get the stands
everything underneath is done.
out. Oh yeah.
Unbolted.
Oh yeah. Horrible.
Come on.
Absolutely horrible.
Come on.
Find a 2-wheel drive if you're ever gonna do this.
I've had it. All right, now that it's on the ground, all we gotta do is hook our little chain up to the motor, hook it back to that thing, pull it out and cut everything that's holding it on. So the motor mounts, undone.
Oh yeah.
Tranny mounts, undone.
Oh yeah.
Exhaust, oh, there she goes.
Oh yeah. We got problems.
Can it come forward?
No, that's gonna be an issue.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not good.
We might have to pop the intake off.
Come on. This caddy's really, she's not a real simple one.
6.5 hours later.
All right, so we took the intake off.
We're done messing around.
We broke it because we were getting sick of it.
I'm about ready to flip and lose it.
We just
So,
freaking deadlifted that thing off. Broke the plastic. We're good. We're hooked up. It's
we're
ready
not
to come
even
out.
using that intake anyways. This flipping piece of junk.
Don't need it.
And the heads are getting, you know, machined and stuff. So, hey,
Maybe.
some dirt and wood chips fall down in the valves.
It don't matter.
Not even a big deal.
I think I seen a cigarette down in there
I did
too.
too.
Hey, if it binds up, just yank it.
I'm gonna just keep going.
Don't break your fan though. I need that.
I don't really care what breaks. It's right there, dude. Right.
If
Come on.
anything, I hope the cab breaks.
There we go. Wait a minute. Why isn't it coming out, Alex?
You're not yanking hard enough. All right, Cabe's crawling under to divorce the transfer case from the transmission.
It was way easier when it was in the air. Dude, this thing ain't gonna come out.
Why do you keep telling me problems?
Because it can't come forward with that oil pan, and it's gotta come forward for this transfer case.
We can get it forward, dude. Quit your whining. All right, third time's a charm. Coil packs are off. We can get it up a little bit higher.
Is this the third time? I think this is like the 5th time.
All right, fifth time's a charm.
Time's a charm.
It's going up good. It's looking great. All right, she broke loose. Couple kicks, couple pries.
I think, I'll tell you what. Find you a 2500 chip truck. Way easier to pull it out.
Anything? There he goes. Fuel lines look good.
You wanna hold this? Ow. Yeah, looks like that's it, guys.
It's almost there. All right, here she is. All of her glory.
I am so happy. This thing's out.
Jeez, we still gotta take that tranny off because the tranny that comes with a 6.0 in the Escalade is a 4L65. That's not what we're using.
No.
We're using 4L80, which is what that one already has. So we'll pop that puppy off and get out of here.
Gotcha. We have been to a ton of junkyards through the years, and none of them have had near as cool of workers as this place. The guys here have been super helpful, helping us lift the cars up, put them up on the stilts, helping us find the motors and figure out which ones run good, which ones are cores, which ones are junk. If you guys are looking for parts for your car, truck, anything, they get new cars in every day. Swing by the Orem Pick Apart and they will hook you up. Tell them the Peck Brothers sent you.
Eventually.
We got these puppies over to the pressure washer, and after about 9 cans of degreaser, they came out pretty good. Make sure you follow along to see if we can get my Jeep to Moab, see the updates on Alex's Jeep and Brady's Jeep. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching.